Today's episode is about Mr. Harry James Potter. The person, that is, not the book.
Are you really?
But even people who've never read the books know the basics about Harry.
He's a kid, he's a wizard, and he's gotta fight evil and save the world. Sure, Harry may not be as clever as his friends and might seem a little boring compared to other folks at Hogwarts, but there's a lot more to him than you might realize. So kick back and grab a frosty mug of butterbeer, because here's Harry Potter, the best parts.
You're a wizard, Harry.
One of the best parts about Harry is that he's got his head screwed on straight in spite of his tragic life story. Not only does he witness his parents being murdered in front of him, a tragedy that could easily have turned him into Dexter,
Why'd you kill Janet?
but he's also raised by a family that doesn't love him.
I'll be in my bedroom, making no noise and pretending that I don't exist.
And as soon as he thinks his life is about to get better, it turns out that he's literally a marked man.
Wicked.
That Harry didn't let any of these tragedies mess him up is a testament to his willpower and strong moral compass. That's one of the great things about Harry. He very rarely had any trouble knowing the difference between right and wrong. Sure, he made mistakes along the way. He doesn't always take good advice, for example.
I'm going to have to turn you in, Hagrid. I don't think you meant it to kill anyone,
But just because he's a wizard, that doesn't mean he's not human. One of Harry's greatest gifts was his ability to choose good friends. Before young Harry even makes it to Hogwarts to begin his new life as a wizard, he makes friends with Ron and Hermione.
Why is it when something happens, it is always you three?
And stays away from the wrong sort.
I think I can tell the wrong sort for myself, thanks.
He also sees the value in people like Neville and Luna. Kids who are truly outcasts, but are also honest, kind, and brave. Harry's drawn to worthy people, and that helps keep him alive. Harry is also very generous with his money. He shares a pastry with Ron on the Hogwarts Express. This is the first time in his life he's ever had the chance to share, and he does. And Ron's not the only Weasley Harry helps out. He gave Fred and George his Triwizard Tournament winnings, allowing them to open up their joke shop. See, Harry even supports small businesses. In fact, time and time again, when Harry was given the chance to cash in or leverage his fame into popularity or special perks, he usually resisted the temptation. Letting that stuff get to his head could have made his life a whole lot easier, but he refused. Sure, he's a peak teenager in Goblet of Fire, but by Half-Blood Prince, he's really matured, reminding all of us that true friendship is what matters. Harry didn't use his fame or connections to get ahead. He didn't name-drop his way into becoming an Auror.
Wait till my father hears about this.
He genuinely worked hard, even when he didn't have to. And he was never one of the most popular kids in school. He could have been a total Richie Rich trust fund baby and spent all his time being a creep with Draco, but he never did. Plus, he's bilingual, and that's always cool. Another thing to love about Harry is his unshakable faith in his friends. Harry doesn't just believe in himself. He always knew that the people closest to him would do the right thing. His belief in Hermione, Ron, and especially Dumbledore sometimes led to conflicts and truly dangerous situations, but his trust in them was irrevocable.
Do what I say! Trust me!
Also, Harry was sassy as heck.
Who do you imagine wants to attack children like yourself?
Oh, I don't know, maybe Lord Voldemort.
And sass is what got Daniel Radcliffe the job playing Harry in the first place. Casting the film was a huge task. They had to select kids who were not only good actors, but well-rounded enough to grow into the roles as adults. And on top of that, movie Harry needed to look like book Harry as much as possible. Only British actors were considered, and several kids were rejected because they were too old. And young Harry needed to be vulnerable enough to do this, while also having enough chutzpah to do this. But seriously, Harry was always brave, especially when it came to protecting his friends. He was always putting himself in danger to save the people he loves. Remember in Book 5 when he tries to lead the Death Eaters away from his friends in the Ministry battle? He now has to battle alone, but he knows his friends are safe. And think about his trek into the Forbidden Forest in Deathly Hallows. He knows that he's walking straight to his death, but he's doing it to save the people he loves. It must have been torture, but Harry, with the help of others who would die to save the people they loved, perseveres. What about when Harry is dead and finds himself at a peaceful version of King's Cross? It's not quite heaven, but to Harry, King's Cross is the first stop before you get there. And King's Cross, of course, is where he entered platform 9 3/4 on his way to Hogwarts. That's right, Harry's idea of a perfect afterlife is basically a celestial version of his school. That's the place where he found friendship, love, and acceptance. Truly heaven for an orphaned little boy. That is the best. We find this so moving because Harry Potter is one of the most relatable heroes in children's literature. He wears glasses, likes sports, doesn't always excel as a student, doesn't always excel in his romantic life, things millions upon millions of people can relate to. He was born to be one of the most important wizards in a world of magic, but he never really thinks of himself that way.
Harry. Just Harry.
Harry has successes and failures just like everyone else. If you haven't choked up yet over how great Harry truly is, this ought to get you. Harry's always willing to accept people, or creatures, for who and what they are. Whether he's befriending the assorted Hogwarts oddballs, or treating centaurs and house elves with respect, Harry's default mode is radical acceptance. Harry extends that acceptance into the realm of forgiveness too. Harry doesn't just risk his life for his friends, he was always willing to protect his enemies, especially Draco. Harry Potter does the right thing over and over again, because it's the right thing to do. And if you still need more Harry in your life, good news. J.K. Rowling will sometimes update fans about Harry, Ron, Hermione, and the gang on Twitter and on Pottermore. What do you think are the best parts of Harry Potter? Head to the comments and let us know. And don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can stay up to date with all the best parts of everything. Because we'll be here every week talking about our favorite topics and the best parts.